Welcome to the Elite Life Podcast with your hosts, Trisha and Kylie. Here, we guide you on a journey of personal and professional transformation, revealing the secrets to success. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, join us as we unlock the doors to the elite world of growth, grit, and grace. So, let's dive in.
What up, fam? Welcome to another episode of the Elite Life Podcast. I'm Kylie. That's Trisha. And today we are going to talk about creating an epic community event. We've got little step-by-step guide for you that is going to just blow your wig back. So strap in because it's going to be a fun ride because we only have one outline between the two of us.
I don't know what to do with my hands or my voice.
So we are really big into community events, right, Trisha?
Yes.
And we enjoy meeting the people that come to our community events.
It's part of our mission to serve and strengthen the community.
I love it so much. And that is why putting together a community event not only expands your business, expands your brand reach and brand awareness, it also helps people get to know you and who you are because people do business with
people they know, like, and trust.
That's right, y'all. Ding, ding, ding. And we're going to tell you that the first thing is mindset.
Mindset.
You got to be in your right mind.
You do, because what I have found was when we first started doing events, we assumed that every time we did an event, we'd get a whole bunch of clients from it. And that's not the mindset that you should have when you do an event. An event is made for you to start building relationships, getting to know people. If you get a client from it, outstanding. But what you're really doing is setting the foundation for friendship.
And that is something that I really appreciated about our Fall Fest, our first annual Fall Fest that we had for the Oakland County office of Elite Realty. We had a great time. We did get a good list of people who registered that we're able to continue to keep in touch with because like we've said before, whether they want to buy or sell a house or not, they know someone who may or may not. And, you know, as you meet them and you're introducing yourself and your business and they are seeing that you are a cool person, you're relatable, you're real, they're going to remember that when Susie Q at church or at work or wherever mentions that she needs to sell a house, she needs to buy a house, she needs to rent a house. So that's really what you're doing with this community event. So make sure that it's kind of like a watch pot never boils, or like when you're, practicing at baseball, when you're focusing so hard on hitting the ball, you always miss until you just loosen up a little bit and just take it as it comes, right?
Yeah, and I would say the other thing I have come to realize is not only are these community events good for building future client relationships, you also build good vendor relationships.
Absolutely.
So, like in real estate, we always have like like the magic three, right? Like everybody has a title company they like to do business with, a mortgage company they like to do business with, and a home inspection company they like to do business with, right? Like those are the magic three. But what about how do we get those people like landscapers, kitchen remodelers, roofers, cement people, dumpster people? Like there's so many vendor relationships that we may want to establish. Like a great one for lead trading would be divorce attorneys or CPAs, but you don't necessarily want to call a divorce attorney and be like, hey, will you send me some clients and I'll send you some clients? No, you want to have something that bridges and starts the communication together. So this is a great opportunity for you to build out those vendor relationships. I can call my CPA, Bob, and say, hey, Bob, I've been coming to you for 10 years. I thought of you first. I'm going to be doing this community event. Would you like to come be a part of this community event? You can invite all of your clients. I'm going to do all the work. I'm going to set up the event. I'm going to start inviting people. I'm going to do the social media content. If you'd like to be a part of it, you can just invite all of your clients and I'll give you the content to be able to push out to them, put your logo on it, and then that's a win-win for you both. You just made it super easy for him to have an event to invite all of his clients, also to get new clients because all of your clients are there. And now you formed this relationship by doing this event together. And now he's more likely to send you clients because he knows you outside of just doing your taxes, right?
Exactly. And when you are considering putting something together, give yourself a minimum of 3 months. You need a minimum of 3 months to brainstorm, plan, gather, promote. Okay. So when we started talking about the Fall Fest we were going to have at the end of October, it was the end of July, beginning of August.
And it goes fast.
It goes so quickly. And there were some tools that you can use in order to make it go a lot smoother, right? We used, Dan Ungarden introduced us to Trello. And Trisha had a little bit of a trust. She didn't like Trello at first until she figured out how it worked. But once Trisha came in and organized all of the ideas that Dan and I and our partners were having, it made everything go so much smoother. We knew who was on first, who was bringing what was left, to pick up and run with. And we didn't have anything at the end where we were just scrambling to put something together. No. Everything came out nice and smooth. So make sure that when you are thinking about what you want to do, give yourself at least 3 months.
Yeah, and I like Trello too because in the past when I did community events, I'm just writing notes in notebooks, I'm sending out emails. When you use Trello,
it's all in one spot.
Yeah, next year, or this year actually, so we did this last year. So this year, when we go to do Fall Fest this year, all I have to do is open up Trello and we already have a roadmap to success. We already know, hey, go check on these businesses, get these vendors, put these things together, buy these things. We already know where to go, who's going to say yes, who last year said get to us next year, right? And it'll just be nice and smooth. You're not missing anything and you're able to be consistent. And every year you're able to do it bigger and better because you have that Trello board that's already your roadmap for you and nothing gets missed or forgotten.
Yeah, absolutely. And make sure when you are putting something together that not only are you excited about it, but it's going to be a theme, like something fun. So we picked Fall Fest because we didn't want to just, we wanted to invite people from all walks of life. We didn't want it to just be a Halloween situation because not everybody celebrates Halloween. Not everybody enjoys Halloween. So we wanted to make sure that we had some Halloween stuff. We did do a trunk or treat. We had a face painter. We had costumes. But we also had, the pumpkins and the hay bales and all of that stuff as well.
We had a bounce house and we had a puppy adoption there too.
Yes.
So have some different things to
draw people in.
Yeah, exactly. Different things for different people because not everybody has kids, so not everybody's going to want to trunk or treat, but who doesn't like puppies? I mean, there might be people that don't like puppies, but then they'll like to get face painting. And we had a hook, right? So you want to know your who, right? Who are your vendors? Who are your people that are being involved? Who are you inviting? Then you want to know what your hook is, and your hook is always going to be food. So we had pizza because always. That was super easy.
Everybody loves free food.
Yep, but some different examples we've thought about was capes for cones. So getting a ice cream place, having everybody who wears a cape gets a cone for $1 or for free if you want to pay for them. Kona ice truck, everybody loves Kona ice. You pay one price for the truck to come and you get unlimited Kona ice. You could do hot dogs. So say you like dogs and you do a puppy fashion show or a pet fashion show. And then you have hot dogs for your dogs, right?
Yeah.
And you could have hot dogs for the food. So kind of think about what your theme is going to be, like Kylie said, and then what your hook is going to be, which is going to be some sort of food. People will come out for free food, who you're having, and then where is important too. So a very easy freeware is a parking lot. Our Fall Fest was in our parking lot, right? And it's free. If you don't have a parking lot, then that's one of the things you're going to seek out with your vendors, right? Find a CPA who owns their building and you can use their parking lot, or an attorney who you can use their parking lot.
Or a restaurant who wants to be a part of it.
Yep, a restaurant that wants to be a part. In Livonia, our parking lot in Livonia is a strip mall. So I want to do a summer event that is we are right next to to a big park. We're next to Heinz Drive. So I am going to use like the park, one of the pavilions, or maybe one of the fields or something like that for our next event because it's free. It's outside. It's free. But another thing to think about is if you have it outside, when are you having it? Because you have to watch the weather. Right?
Exactly. And have some weather contingencies in place. So like when we did Fall Fest, we're in Michigan. So Mother Nature over here is going through menopause. She's hot, she's cold, she's hot, she's cold. So we knew that we very well on October 28th could have a 60-degree day. We also knew we could have a 20-degree day. We knew we could possibly have sun. We knew there could be rain. So we planned and made sure that we had extra tents and things that people could stand under in case it did start to rain. We had contingency plans for picking up, all the tables and making sure they got coverage if it started to rain. So think about those things as well.
Yeah, and not only the weather, another thing we had to think about was what else was going on that day. Like if you are in the midst of college football, don't have an event when, Michigan and Michigan State are playing because you're going to lose a lot of people who want to watch the football game, right?
Unless you put it on and it's a tailgating event.
Yeah, you could do that. But we also had to think about the prom. We were like in prime prom season. So like
it was homecoming.
Or homecoming. Okay, so are your very close schools having homecoming that weekend? Because you're going to lose a lot of people to that. What time are you doing it? And then with time also, don't make your event too long, right? If you book your event for like 6 hours, you're going to be sick of it probably after 3. So
2 hours.
2 hours is the
And
goal
this
time.
also creates an urgency for the people who do want to come, right? So 2 to 3 hours is real. You'll be done by then. Let me tell you that. And make sure that you have kind of an agenda of what's going to be going on. So if you do have, kind of a longer one, like if it's 3 or 4 hours for whatever reason, you let people know, hey, trunk or treating is only for the first hour and a half. Make sure you come. Or we're only going to have hot dogs from 5 to 6. So make sure you come. Create that urgency that's going to get people to come during the time to get the things that you're offering to get your hook.
Yeah, for sure. And when you have that shorter condensed time frame, you're going to have more people there, and people like we're on a main road, which is M59. And so people seen the crowds of people. So more people were stopping off to see what's going on. And then we have all these yard signs that say free event, free event, free event, free event. If people only see like 3 people there, they may be more apprehensive to stop. But if they see that there's 100 people there and they can just blend in the crowd, then I'm in, right? No big deal. But I don't want, like, especially if I have fussy kids, I don't want to be the only one there with fussy kids, right? So when you have that condensed and you create that sense of urgency, people are going to see a bigger crowd and it's going to get them more excited about it.
And then the next thing you have to think about is probably how your lead capture situation. So, some people will create a QR code that people can, if you have it set up to where people need to scan a QR code and give their name and email address to get in. What we did was I wanted to personally greet everyone that came. So we got some sheets and some clipboards, and we went old school 1997. We had pens, and we were greeting people. Hi, thanks so much for coming. What's your name? Some people might be a little bit apprehensive about giving their information. So what we did was we were like, hey, thanks for coming. What's your name? I write that down. I wrote it down. So number 1, I know what it says, okay? And number 2, I can make sure I can ask follow-up questions, right? So, Jane and Austin, here you are. You've got your daughter. Oh, such a cute costume. Where are you guys from? How'd you hear about us? Let me write down your contact info for the raffle prizes or the giveaways. Make sure you have another incentive to get them to give you their contact info, because then you're going to take all of that and you're going to put it in your CRM, and you're going to send out a mass email thanking them for coming, inviting them to like your Facebook page, making sure they know what deals you're offering, staying in front of them on a drip campaign. I mean, once you have this information, that is the whole bloody reason that you want to do this, is to connect with the community, get their contact info, make sure you're connecting with them.
Yeah, one that I like to do, and the only reason we weren't able to do this at Fall Fest was because our photographer was unavailable that day.
Yeah.
But a very easy, good one where you will get a lot is to get with a professional photographer. A lot of times they will actually do this for free or at a significant discount. Have that QR code and say, we will be sending out a link to all the professional photos if you sign up via this QR code. So people love the photos, right? They want the photos for Facebook and all that good stuff. So we had a backdrop and we had the QR code and we said, scan the QR code, put your information in, and we'll make sure you get a link for all the photos. So nearly everybody is in to give their information to get that link to get their photos because they want those photos to put them on Facebook, especially if it's something where the kids are dressing up or it's a holiday or something of that nature, or their pets are dressing up because they're like, oh, these pictures are going to be so cute. I can't wait. So like we have an Elite Realty backdrop. So we have our logo in the background and then they're giving us their information because they want those photos. And then after that, like Kylie said, we're going to drip on them. We're going to say thank you. We're going to let them know our next events. We're going to engage them in, hey, you should do, I learned this from Quentin, 3 for them, 1 for you. So 3 things that are for them. So maybe it's their photos, new restaurants that are opening in the area, fun things to do in July. Here's where all the fireworks are. And then 1 thing for you. Hey, if you know anybody looking to buy or sell, send them to us at Elite Realty, right? So we're giving 3 value adds for every 1 call to action, use us type of material.
That's perfect. That is amazing. And don't forget to have extra people around to help you, because if it's just you and maybe 1 or 2 partners, you're going to blow your brains out. So let's not have that going on. I was so blessed that we had Jill, we had Beth, we had Tracy, and we had Jenna, we had Greg, we had Quentin, we had Dan, we had all of these people, my husband, his partner,
dad,
your dad,
Grandma.
God, your dad, Aunt Cindy went and grabbed our second load of pizza. She just took off with Quentin's credit card. Like, it was an amazing support system. So make sure that you have people set up and make sure everybody knows what they're doing, please. So when everybody shows up, a couple hours before the event's ready, you say, all right, you're in charge of putting up tables. You're in charge of greeting people and getting their contact info and making sure they know where everything is. You're in charge of cleaning this up. You're in charge of managing the pizza table. Like, you want to make sure that you have people to support you so that you are not bedraggled at the end and you don't hate it, and that, they can have fun and you can have fun.
Yeah, because remember that you want to, like you said, you were out there having those conversations. You can't build relationships if you're just handing out candy to people, right? You want to be able to go and have good conversations. Say hello, say thanks for coming, what's going on in your life? Did Johnny have a soccer game today? This is your time to catch up and form those relationships, find and build rapport, and make them a raving fan, because what we want is all 350 people that came to Fall Fest last year to tell a friend, and if each person brings 1 person, wow, we have 700 people at our second Fall Fest event, right?
Yeah, it's going to be good this year. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
All right, friends. Well, we hope this was helpful for you, whether you're in real estate, mortgages, bat trapping, or pest control, or entrepreneurship, whatever it is that you're doing. This is a community event, is a great way to spread your brand awareness, connect with your community, and grow your business. So go back, rewind, make notes, and make it happen, you guys. Even don't let anything stop you. Even if your first event is small and it's just you on a stretch of sidewalk, just greeting people and handing out free candy. Get the experience, make the notes. That way next year you can do better. And the year after that, you can do better. And before you know it, you're going to be running into people at the supermarket who are like, oh my gosh, I remember you doing this, blah, 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 blah. It is such a game changer for your business and your growth. So thank you so much for listening to us carry on. We hope that you took some nuggets from this. Even though I am driving the bus here, it went quite well.
It did.
It went quite well. We drop fresh content every Thursday. So wherever you're listening or watching, make sure you like the show, subscribe, and don't forget to share, because you never know who could who else could benefit from all this goodness right here? So we'll see you next week.
Bye. I'm done.
Thank you for joining us today on the Elite Life Podcast with Trish and Kylie. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend so we can keep delivering you more fantastic insights on grit, grace, and growth. Stay connected with us on Instagram and Facebook, where we'll keep the ideas flowing to help you build a life you love and leave a legacy you can be proud of. Until next time.